Pittsburgh Steelers fans, what's going on? Welcome back to Blitzburg Squad. I'm Wesley Seeley, joined alongside Shane Smith. Thanks for joining us. We'll dive into the Steelers and Vikings game preview.
Thursday night, woo, late game, yes.
We love the late games.
I'm old.
Yeah, another late game here. What do we got? One more after this, maybe?
Yeah.
Monday night at
Browns. Yep. Yeah, just watch. This will be the night that my wife goes into labor or something like that. I'll miss the Steelers game.
Yep, you will.
Or I'll be watching on my phone, and I'll get in a little bit of trouble.
If it's anything like the Bengals game a couple weeks ago, it'll be a good thing you missed it, though.
It'll be fine. Woohoo!
Yeah. So these teams, so we've got one coming off a big win against a division opponent. We've got another one that just lost a game to the winless Lions, now one-game winning Lions.
Yes. In their division, too.
Yeah, strange. I don't know. I mean, I know Vikings are missing most likely Thielen and most likely Cook this week. I know they're saying they're questionable, but it doesn't sound like it.
Yeah, Thielen's doubtful, Cook's questionable, but I don't think he's playing. And they had another guy on their, I think it was on their defense that's already been ruled out.
Yeah.
So they're a little beat up. We're a little beat up.
Those are some big names on their offense, though. That's just good for us, but hope they're okay.
Yes. Yes.
Let me just put it that way.
Yeah.
Right.
Come back next week. We hope everything goes fine,
Yeah.
but otherwise.
Just don't play this game, please.
Thankfully, we catch a break.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's just dive right into our offense if you want to.
Yeah.
So offensively, last game, you think we look like we did last game? You think we start to look like? Actually, let me put it this way: do you think we look like the offense of the remaining? Well, I'll say 10 minutes in the fourth quarter, because that fourth quarter is when we got 17 points.
Yeah.
The first half, yeah.
Maybe for about 10 or 15 minutes. Although we may have Legoo, number 77, as our left guard, and I really liked him.
I do.
I think that definitely helps the run game, and that will help us establish that stuff into keeping it. So I hope we do, and I hope we continue to make smart choices. And the Vikings defense seems very suspect this year. I mean, they just can't see. They can't mesh together to make a cohesive
unit. Huh?
Yeah. And it burned them this past week, so maybe it'll burn them again.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I guess I would like to think that, like, a guy like that, Legoo, whatever his name is, coming in and bringing a spark for our offensive line, like just bringing some physicality. And then, like, you saw towards the end of the game when we were kind of wearing the Ravens down, but like we're able to get a push, able to run the ball. And you saw even Benny Snell come in there with a tenacity.
A 5-yard and an 8-yard run.
Yeah, his runs were pretty great, and we were just like, what is Snell doing? And they get him out, and then he'd run it. We were like, okay. They're running the ball at will here. So, I think we always just keep preaching it. And I know we sound like a bunch of broken records here, but it's true. We've got to stick with the running game. I think that's what's going to open up Ben's passing game. And we ran play action last week, and it worked.
Yeah.
So if we can get the running game going, sell the play action, make it work, be huge for offense.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it'll be great, and open up some DJ catches and some Pat catches.
The only thing I'd really like to see, I know we just completely always just are harping on, get the running game going, offensive line, get a push, blah blah blah. But like, offense just needs to start a little bit quicker, faster. I mean, it's not even we want 21 points in the first quarter or 21 points in that first half. Just like get some scores at least in that first half and look like you do in the fourth quarter. It's like they don't turn the Jets on until the fourth quarter, and at that rate, I would like scrambling
our fourth quarter production to span over the entire game.
Yes, agreed.
And I'd feel a lot better. We'd probably actually be way ahead and be like, oh, this is kind of nice and enjoyable. My heart's not telling me that it's going to die today.
Mm-hmm. Pittsburgh doesn't like to set us up like that.
They have a big hospital down there, and they really need money. So they're like, listen, Steelers, give everybody heart attacks so we can bill them.
I think you're right. Who's an X factor for you on our offense?
trying to think of the non-usual ones that I'd pick. I'm going to say Ray.
Ray. Okay.
I think that he's evolved as a receiver this year when we've put him up to the task. Last week, the call that got overturned, I still believe was a catch, and that was a heck of a grab by him. So I'd like to see him continue to be implemented into it and continue to do a little bit more.
For sure. Yeah, we both saw that play and we were like, yo, that was Ray.
Mm-hmm.
And it was on Marlon Humphrey, too.
Right.
Their best coverage corner. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the usual one, but for a specific reason. I'm going to go with Deontay. And I just think because he had a 100-yard game this week, this past week, that maybe he can keep it going. Short week here. I know we've got a really short week being on Thursday night, but the plays probably aren't going to differ that much from maybe what we ran just on Sunday because it's so short. But
right.
So maybe he can stay involved and keep that high energy going and maybe get another 100-yard game this week. So
yeah,
I mean he gets targeted the most on our offense. Well, maybe Najee, but I would say Deontay. Najee gets a lot of targets too, but
yes,
Deontay's on. He had a heck of a game, bounce back from a drop there, so maybe he can keep it rolling in this game. So I'll go Deontay in this one.
Yeah,
their defense, man.
What Hunter is he the one that's in, or is it the other guy? One of them,
Griffin. One of them got in trouble, wasn't it?
Griffin might have.
Everson
so Daniil
Griffin?
Hunter.
Yeah. Okay.
Is Anthony Barr still play for them? Harrison Smith.
Harrison Smith is back there, as far as I know.
I'll take the D end. I'll take who'd I say? Daniil Hunter.
Yeah.
I don't know how many sacks he has on the year, but there was a stretch where he was getting sacks pretty consistently, and I'm assuming he's probably going to go up against Chooks, who's looked okay on again, off again. So just kind of keep him contained, and hopefully we'll be good.
Yeah, I would say that's probably a pretty safe bet is just to go with their pass rush. I would say I don't really know a whole lot in their secondary other than Harrison Smith, and just whoever else is on their pass rush, I would say is probably going to be someone to keep our eye on. I would think just their pass rush in general, maybe, because it's unfamiliar opponent. We don't know a whole lot about them. We don't play them that often. Every 4 years,
right?
So this one's going to be kind of a toss up, but I would say just hopefully our O line holds up, and hopefully their pass rush is not a factor, but I'll say it is. If that makes sense.
Yes.
Defensively, what do you think?
Just about do what we did last week.
Yeah.
Other than giving up a late score, I'd prefer us not to do that. I'd prefer us to stay up. But get after Kirk, stop the run game, and make them one-dimensional to where they have one top receiver with I think the other guy's a rookie. Can't remember his name, but he showed some glimpses. And so, I mean, really, they're going to rely on Justin Jefferson. So it's, pressure Kirk, stop the run, make them basically just heave it up to Justin and, hopefully get some plays out of it.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty simple.
Yeah, sounds pretty easy. I'd like to say that, who'd you say Madison's their running back if Cook can't go?
Yeah, I can never remember his first name.
I'd like to say we should make him a non-factor, but then you've got, who was it, the Lions running backs that came in, the backups, not Swift, obviously,
no names.
But yeah, that came in just like ran all over us. So I can't really say that as much as I'd like to. But yeah, I think just, stopping the run. The only problem is this week we're facing I don't want to say Kirk's awesome, but he's a lot better passer than Lamar.
Yes.
And especially this year, he's done pretty well.
25 touchdowns to 3 picks.
I mean, that's pretty solid. He's taking care of the ball, which is huge. And so yeah, we've got with Thielen possibly being out and Cook being out, we've got our hands less full. They still got Jefferson. They're still going to utilize their weapons on offense, so they'll find a way to do it. So just getting pressure on Kirk, making him feel uncomfortable in the pocket. Maybe we can force him to make a bad throw or bad read.
Right. Be great.
Hasn't done it this year so much, but maybe we can force him to do that. But yeah, I'd say just doing that and then not breaking at the end of the game, like that bend don't break, kind of what we've had that mentality of the past couple seasons, but they broke in the late quarter. Somehow we came out, but dare I ask who your X factor for us on defense is?
I don't know if I have necessarily one specific person. I'm just gonna say whoever covers Justin Jefferson.
Okay.
Or whatever two people cover Justin Jefferson. Just keep him a non-factor for when Kurt wants to throw it, and we should be okay. I mean, I've seen Kirk throw it up and just kind of do a heave it up, kind of like Lamar does with Mark Andrews, to Justin Jefferson, and Jefferson has came down with the ball almost every time.
Jeez.
So it'd be nice if, Minka or Terrell, and whether it's a Kello or Cam or Jay, whoever it is.
Yeah.
Goes and can, make a pick and make Kirk second guess throwing it up to Justin.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to go with the notion that Bugs does not play. And let's go with our
Adams.
Let's go with our new guy,
Nice.
Montravis Adams. He had a really good showing on Sunday afternoon against the Ravens. Like swatted the ball down. Like
nice run stop.
Yeah, good run stop. Like was showing effort, and I think it was nice to see on the offensive side. You had that Leglue guy. Then you had this Adams on defense that were just a spark to each side or each front, and I liked it. It was good to see. It was nice to have. So. I'm gonna say, Cam needs all the help he can get up there. He's doing it all himself, and he's done it all himself this whole season. So,
yes.
Bringing in Adams was maybe a good move, and he looked good. So let's say he just keeps rolling, and I'll say he's the X factor. He helps stuff the run in this game, and also gets interior pressure, helping Cam up there. So,
very nice.
Let's go with a new one.
How about on their offense?
Well,
we've talked about him a little bit already.
Yeah,
I'm guessing.
Yeah. I guess I'll go Jefferson. I mean, with Thielen being out and Cook possibly or most likely those guys being out, I don't really know a whole lot of other guys on their offense other than Kirk and Jefferson, and those guys are the main two guys. So I would say Jefferson. We just got to, like you said, minimize him, minimize what he does, basically make him a non-factor in this game, and don't get beat deep because
right.
we've gotten scorched a couple times this season already. So let's just communicate well on defense and hold them to little to nothing.
Certainly. I'm going to go with who's going to be their second string wide receiver.
Oh, lovely.
I believe his name's Oswald is his last name. Osborne. KJ Osborne.
Okay.
He's had 35 catches for 412 yards and 3 touchdowns with a long of 64, so he's another burner. And he's shown sparks, so this is going to be one where, okay, essentially they're taking away Jefferson. It's time for you, KJ, to step up. It would be nice if one-on-one somebody could, make sure that he doesn't, pick us apart and doesn't become Mike Williams or
exactly.
Tyler Boyd or
because
whoever.
It's great if you can stop their number one option, but if you're getting killed by their number two, it's really of no help.
Yeah. Yep.
So, I agree with you there. Good old special teams.
Yeah, special teams. Again, second week in a row we're talking about them when we typically don't.
Yeah.
Ours, I just want us to consistency. We are at Minnesota, which is a dome.
Yeah.
So hopefully more consistency at a PH3.
Yep.
Maybe that's why Barry's done so well. The
He's
only
angry.
reason we're talking about them is because Jordan Berry's their punter, who I disdain. Cannot stand the Aussie.
Yikes. Shots
But of
fired.
course, he's played better than our punter has been, and I didn't even think about the dome factor
That's true.
until now. So we're gonna blame that one on the dome for the 3-yard average better. But
Yeah, and he gets to play. I don't know if he's played. Probably not yet, but they get to play the Lions twice, and that's in a dome as well.
oh yeah,
So think about that.
yep, yeah. So 10 of their 17 games at least are in a dome, so that makes it a little bit easier to be a punter there. To make him boom it. I would love to see our special teams just block one on him.
That'd be perfect. The perfect way. Be like, hey, how you doing, bud?
Make it Killebrew.
Yeah.
If Killebrew does that, I will buy a Killebrew jersey.
Wow, that'd be 3 for him, wouldn't it?
That would be.
Dang.
He's brought a spark to our special teams at times for sure.
Yeah, he
so.
has.
But yeah, so I just want PH3 to outshine to Jordan like he did in the preseason. Basically be like, I'm a rookie and I got this job for a reason.
They brought me in here for a reason, but yeah. I think the same thing too. It's like I'd like to see consistency out of PH3, but also I'd like to see Boz maybe get back to his normal self because he had a off day last Sunday.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say it's probably going to continue, but
certainly just off kilter. People were calling it like terrible, horrendous, and I'm like, okay, I wouldn't go that much. He missed an extra point, and it just bounced super, super odd out of bounds instead of going in the back of the end zone for that one that put him on the 40.
Right.
But
I think I read he's like 24 of 25, and he's like 7 for 7. I could be wrong on that. 7 for 7 over 50 yards.
I think that's true.
I mean, somebody that I was listening to today called him the best kicker in the league this season.
Wow. But very possible.
Because it's like maybe if you want to give Justin
Tucker, I think, has missed 2 this year.
If you want to give him bonus points for the 66-yarder, go ahead. But still, like consistently,
right?
Boz has been the guy. So yeah, I would say I think it was just an off day for him. He had the kickoff that was out of bounds. He had the shank extra point, but we don't see that at Boz. It's not like that's an alarming issue. So I think he gets back to a normal self. But PH3 I think has been awesome. So if he can just be a little more consistent with his punts and not get any shanks for us, that'd be great.
Yeah,
we'll win the field position battle.
Absolutely,
that's all we gotta do.
So who you got winning this?
I got Steelers winning it. I think it will be a tight game. I'm gonna go 24-20. I think it really just comes down to if we can minimize what Kirk does on the offense, because like we'd said, Kirk has been better than what he's been. He's kind of been middle of the pack, and I guess he's kind of middle of the pack still, but he hasn't turned the ball over much. And that part just, I don't know. It kind of scares me because he's making good decisions, he's making good reads, and that's what you want out of your quarterback.
He did lose a fumble last week, though.
Did he? Okay.
Yes, to the Lions.
And he hasn't played T.J. Watt yet. So.
Exactly. So what's your bold prediction?
Well, I should be bold and go off of that, shouldn't I?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, well, if that's the case.
Watt will get 7 sacks and break the record.
Perfect. I love it. Is that your bold prediction?
No, it's not.
extra bold prediction. Let's go for the turnover battle. I think I probably used this one in the past, but let's just say because of Kirk being Mr. Perfect this season, only 3 picks and a fumble lost, or maybe 2. Let's say we get after Kirk and let's force 1 fumble and 2 picks.
3 turnovers total.
Yep.
Okay, I like it. That would hopefully score for a win for us.
I would hope.
I have the Steelers winning as well, 27-24. I think it's going to be a 3-point game because, give us a heart attack every week, why don't you? My bold prediction is not either team, surprisingly. And it might be the boldest prediction I've made all year. The refs will not make a call that contradicts the game.
Okay.
So they will not make a contradictory call that blatantly isn't one way or the other, whether it's for the Vikings or whether it's for the Steelers, to switch momentum to give the other team something.
So good officiating is what you're thinking this game.
Yeah.
For once.
For once. That's why it's super bold, because it's not happened all year long.
Okay. All right. Okay, fair. Zebra's got to shine in this game.
Yeah, I just want to see our team go up against their team, and the guys in black and white just stay the heck out of it.
Let them play, yeah. Wonder what the crew is going to be officiating this game.
I don't know.
I think they all suck anyways.
Bunch of jag-offs.
Yeah, probably doesn't matter. All right, well, we both got Steelers winning. That's great. Hopefully they continue on their winning streak here of 1 game. Maybe they've got back on track. Maybe they've figured some stuff out. I don't know. Maybe they've got their head out of their butts. It's all a possibility.
It's always up in the air with the Steelers.
Jury's open. That's all I got to add, man. You got anything else?
I think that's everything.
Sweet. So thank you guys for joining in, tuning in, and of course, as always, go Steelers.
Let's go Steelers.